Hi guys, I am going to do a video. I just wanted to check in with everybody with the coronavirus stuff that's going on. As you can see, these two are sleeping through it. But just kind of checking in to see how everybody's doing, kind of my thoughts on it, and kind of what we're doing with it. This is Teffy and Jack's take on it, sleeping. Our living room is kind of in chaos because, excuse the mess on the table, because we have set up a tent in the middle of the living room. These are kind of things that we have done to help the kids cope. So we just ended week 3 of no school. So kids were on spring break when stuff kind of started happening. In fact, the day that we honestly contemplated canceling our trip to Houston because of it, but at that point in time, my husband was like, you know what? It is what it is. We promised the kids this. Let's go. We were going to be there 2 or 3 days, and we ended up just going down and coming back in 1 day. So what was supposed to be a longer trip for spring break turned out to just be a day trip, which was just enough for us. My daughter got to go to the American Girl store, which she absolutely loved. We took them both to Houston Children's Museum, which if you're in Texas and you have, I'd say up to about middle school age kids, will like this place. It was a lot of fun. My kids absolutely want to go back. So we went there on Wednesday, and kind of Thursday was the turning point. Thursday around here was when schools started canceling for the following week. So our district held off until Friday night. Friday night they called off, and they just said that we were going to be out for a week. So with spring break, it was 2 weeks. So the kids have been home now 3 weeks, because in that first week we were off, they extended until April 6th, which some of the emails and stuff coming out from our district and our teachers in the last day or so, I have a feeling we're done for the year. Some school districts in my state have already called off the year. Some states at this point have already called off the year and are going to e-learning. So I'm going to kind of show you what we are doing with that. So anyways, here is our tent. I have an air mattress on the way. This tent we've had, you can see Penny in the back. But we've had this tent for a long time. My husband and I first got together, our first apartment, we did not have furniture aside from, we literally had a blow-up mattress, and like one of the raised blow-up mattresses that we slept on, and like 2 chairs. We did not have furniture, really. We did have a TV in the living room, and a table, like a small table, I believe. I don't fully remember. But instead of a couch, all we could afford at the time was this tent. And we made do with it. We threw a bunch of pillows in there, a bunch of stuffed animals in there, and a bunch of blankets in there. And honestly, it was quite nice because you could lay down in the tent and watch TV. I know you can lay down on the floor and watch TV, but it gave you this like feeling, and then you could just kind of cuddle up together. So anyways, when we got our next apartment, a lady in my grandparents' apartment building was getting rid of some furniture, so my grandmother got us a couch. So we had a couch in our second apartment. And anyways, so the tent got put up. We never got rid of it, we just kept moving it with us, and we're not really campers per se. Now that we have the kids, we have like one of those huge 2-room tents It has never been out of the package. So let's bring me back to this tent. For those that don't know, my kids breed and show rabbits. All four of us are members of the American Texas, not Texas, well, we're part of the Texas one too, the American Rabbit Breeders Association. We're all members of the Texas Rabbit Breeders Association, as well as of our local group. So we're all in the three. My daughter is also in the New Zealand, because she primarily raises and breeds New Zealand's. My son, we haven't done it yet. We're going to sign him up for the English Lop. One, we just haven't gotten to it yet. But he has 2 English Lops. We've bred them. Just before everything hit, his one rabbit had babies. And then she went and peed on them, which killed them. So we're hoping to try that again once this all is off. So we go to rabbit shows, and if you're not really showing a rabbit at the point, it can get kind of boring for kids. So my daughter can get into trouble very easily. She's very easily persuaded into doing things that she shouldn't be. And if she sees other kids doing it, sometimes she thinks it's okay to do it, even if it's not. So she had been getting into trouble at a few of the local shows that my father-in-law actually runs. And at one of the shows, she disappeared. And I then started freaking out, like, did she run out of the building? Did somebody take her? I couldn't find her anywhere, and I'm running around yelling for her everywhere. Finally, her head pops out of this little deer blind. Another participant had brought this deer blind for their son to kind of go hang out in. Well, Lennon had seen it, and she went and asked them if she could sit in it, and they said it was fine as long as the little boy was fine with it, and he was fine with it. So the two of them were sitting in this deer blind together, playing video games. He had a Nintendo Switch, and she had my husband's iPad. But that kind of gave me an idea and sparked me to, let's find our tent. So the last couple shows, we had this packed in our rabbit show bin. And when we get to the places, we kind of find a small, not necessarily a small, we find a corner so we're out of the way, where before we were kind of more up front. But we find like an out-of-the-way corner, and actually one that's set up near an outlet. And then we run an extension cord in, and the kids climb into the tent. So we've been using this tent for the last few rabbit shows. It works perfectly. We store like this, we put the snacks in there that we bring, because we're also having an issue of other kids were coming and stealing our kids' snacks. We had them sitting in a wagon by our tables that we have set up for the rabbits, and they'd come and like ask the kids, and the kids felt obligated to give them. And if they didn't, some of the kids would even just take them, which issues for another day. So we store the snacks in there, and the kids kind of go in there and play around. Like I said, we run an extension cord in so they can charge their iPads, and it makes it homey, as well as the last rabbit show. We were there really late one night, and you have to be up in there really early the next morning. So there was maybe 4 hours of sleep. And my daughter had climbed in there, and she's like, "Mommy, come lay down with me." And I did. Both her and I fell asleep in the tent for like an hour. So anyways, with the coronavirus, we brought the tent out, because we have the rabbit stuff. The rabbits are not here, but the rabbit stuff is here. So when we go to shows, we can just grab the bin and go. So I pulled out the tent and made like an extra place for one of the kids to go. They have their bedrooms, they have our bedroom, but we lost quite a bit square footage when we moved into this place. Our last house was almost 2,000 square feet, and we are now into, I think it's 1,200 square feet. So we lost almost 800 square feet. Going from that rental to this rental, not to mention a bigger backyard. We downsized a lot moving here. That was in hopes to save up to actually purchase a house. So we're hoping to do that later this year. So I pulled out the tent to give the kids an extra spot. I ordered an air mattress. It will be here next week, I believe. A lot of like online shipping, it's been really super slow because of coronavirus. So they're trying to get the essentials out, which an air mattress is not really an essential. I could go to Walmart and pick it up, but in all honesty, I'm trying... Now that things are getting more serious, I'm trying to avoid the stores as much as possible unless I absolutely have to go. So we've got that set up. Like I said, the air mattress will come in next week, and we'll put the air mattress in there, and this will probably be up for a while. My husband was actually making fun of me because earlier tonight, the cats were on that couch back here, the one Penny's on. And I didn't want to disrupt them, so I literally climbed in the tent to watch TV, and I fell asleep in there. And sleeping on, like, as you can see, we have concrete floor. We don't have carpet on our floor. It's kind of hard, so it'll be nice having the mattress in there. And like I said, it's just kind of a little cozy place to go. So that's one thing that we are doing to cope, is the tent. Like Penny's back there. A lot of times I'll be on that couch. My son will be on the chair. My daughter will be on that couch. Or my son will be on that couch. My daughter will be in the tent. And my husband's in the chair if he's awake. One thing I need to get another one of these. I haven't gotten another one. A clipboard for the kids doing their homework is essential. Right now, my daughter does not have printed homework like this. This was my son's homework. And having a clipboard makes it nice because we don't have a kitchen table here. So he can grab his pen, sit down on the chair, sit down on wherever, and do his homework. This is a big thing that has been keeping the kids and I occupied, is puzzles. This one is a 750-foot puzzle, or not 50 foot, it's 50-piece puzzle. My daughter and I did. I'm still debating if we're going to glue it or not. I do have some, right there, some puzzle glue, but as you can see, we have a pile of puzzles here. What initially started out as when the schools got canceled, my husband and I took the kids to Walmart to each pick out a puzzle, and they each picked out a 100-piece puzzle, because I'm like, I want something for them to keep them occupied. My daughter did it in an hour by herself. I'm like, oh crap. So I'm like, well, I'll go get a 200-piece puzzle. Well, Walmart at this point is picked over for puzzles, and all they had were 500 and 750-piece puzzles left. The 500 ones, there weren't any that I really cared too much for. There was one that I was kind of iffy about. It was a train puzzle that my friend actually, let's see, my little Christmas tree still up, and I see one of the ornaments fell off. But my friend ended up buying that one. It was a cute train puzzle, but I didn't think it would hold my daughter's interest. But we found this puppy puzzle, and I figured she might like this one, so I went ahead with the puppy puzzle. And her and I, in less than 48 hours, had this thing done. I helped her with this one, but the two of us together worked on it. So, for those that don't know, my daughter has extreme ADHD combined type. So, focusing is not one of her strong suits. Sitting down and being calm is not a strong suit. So these puzzles have been fantastic for her because she will sit and concentrate to do them. She will sit and concentrate to sort pieces. So like when we started it, obviously you do the outline first. And we found all the outer pieces, or as many as we thought. Some of them are still mixed in. And we did the whole outline. Then we sifted through again. That's what this baggie is for when we are separating pieces. We are using the box pieces and then this baggie to separate pieces. Then we started with this area, so we went through and looked for red. Once we got the red done, we started this area with the flowers up here. We kind of figured the dog colors and then the three wolf colors. So we had pulled those out and put those in the baggies as those are the dogs. So we got these flowers done and this bucket done. Then we went to the boots, so we looked for everything that was green. And then we came down, and at that point we started the dogs. So we started with the 2 blonde dogs. So we went through the dog pieces and pulled out all the ones that were like blonde and reds. Then we kind of just, as we were going through those and finding those, got them done. This little guy started popping up, and then pieces from this little guy started popping up, and it just kind of went together that way. So she worked with me with that one. So once we got this one done, I'm like, oh crap, now what? So back to Walmart I went, not even 2 days after purchasing this puzzle, and I got 3 puzzles. We haven't even opened them yet. So I got this Comic Crowd ones. This reminded me kind of like a Where's Waldo. I thought it was kind of funny puzzle. So I thought that was kind of cute, and just kind of once it's done you look at it and what you can see and such. So I figured with people and the people and stuff, that'll make that one a little more difficult. This one I know is only a 200, but my daughter had begged for it when we got the 100, and my husband was like, oh, let's get her a 100. I don't know if she'll be able to do a 200, so she loves Aladdin. Jasmine's her favorite, one of her favorite princesses most recently. Her favorite princesses are Belle, Jasmine, and Rapunzel. But, so I picked this one up. When I got this puzzle, they were out of this one at that Walmart. I went to a different Walmart and got these 2. So I did get her that one. Then I went to a third Walmart because I wanted to get a 1,000-piece puzzle too. And they didn't have any. I was going to this one Walmart because they had a Coke puzzle, and my daughter loves Coke. I got there, and unfortunately they did have the Coke puzzle, but somebody had opened it. And I don't know why, but these puzzles are not in plastic bags. They're just in the box. The box is glued shut. Well, anyways, that one was opened up and taped back, and I'm like, I'm not going to risk it, but I still want a 1,000-piece puzzle. So I found a Star Wars one, which my husband and son will like. They have a few other Star Wars ones. And after talking to my husband, he's like, you know what, for sure this one is going to be glued when it gets done. We're thinking of when we move, we want to have, like in the last house we had that playroom. We're hoping to have an area for the kids. The kids are kind of more getting out of toys. They're getting to those ages where my daughter still loves her American Girls, but that's going to be in her bedroom. We're going to have, instead of a play area necessarily, but like a kids hangout. And my husband goes, it'd be nice to have like puzzles as the decorations to hang on the wall. We're going to, I think, do a few puzzles that we actually glue. And then I've seen a few Pinterest ideas of taking board games. And you frame the board game and like a thicker frame, and then behind the frame, you don't put glass on it, but behind the frame you put the puzzles or the pieces to the game. So then like if you want to play it, you just pull down the game off the wall. So he's like, what if we did like a puzzle and game theme? That way it's not something that's too little kiddie, like some playrooms are, that they can grow into. So I kind of like that idea. So I haven't taken this one apart because I haven't decided if I'm going to glue it or not. Although my friend has said if you glue it, and I don't know what to do with it, she might want it. And then that brings us to our last puzzle, which my mother-in-law actually had sent for my daughter. It's another 1,000-piece puzzle, and it's a cute little scene. If I do this one, it'll probably be glued once again, but it probably won't go in their bedroom. We'll figure out someplace to put it, but it's a nice scene. It's got some, it came from Amazon in, or not Oregon, Washington State. So I sprayed it down with some Lysol. Yes, I have some disinfecting spray that I got when my son had the flu last month. Yeah, last month. Then we also have my daughter's rainbow looms that she got for Christmas sitting over here. An asset has been my computer. The kids have been watching some videos and such on there, and I'm gonna show you. I just realized my son's teacher's information is over there, but it's been a big asset for us. Kids have watched videos. My daughter loves Mo Williams. He does Piggy and Elephant, and he has been doing weekdays at lunch like a doodle session, so my kids have been enjoying that. Another thing, you can see my water. It's not a stockpile. Okay, guys, it looks like a lot of water, but I drink that much water, in all honesty. I should be drinking more than I actually do. One of the cats is drinking. So, the other thing is this little guy, and then my husband has his at work, have been huge assets for us, because my kids' school is doing what they can currently. They're not getting graded for their at-home learning currently. What they've come out with, my kids are bored within like 5 minutes. So on Facebook, I had found a code, or there had been going around a code for Adventure Academy, which is from the makers of ABC Mouse. So my kids have been doing a lot of Adventure Academy and doing that. They love it. They do school tasks, and then they earn points, and their points can be turned into buying like shirts and different things for their avatar within the game. So they're having a lot of fun with that. That has been a big godsend. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys, if you've made it this far, is this little guy. There's one on my daughter's room, and then there's this one. This one is my son's. But as you can see, it says homework, laundry, pickup room, living room, and play area picked up. And then there's these two up at the top that are, and they're upside down, are bonus. So each day, the kids start out with these 4. They start out with homework, laundry, room picked up, living room. So my kids, we have a stackable washer and dryer. My kids know how to use our washer and dryer. They do their own laundry. They are responsible for washing their own clothes, and they're responsible for hanging up their own clothes. On days we have, I'm not going to show it because it has the kids' names and my husband's name on it, but we have a thing by our family calendar that has your day of the week for laundry. So my son's day of the week is Wednesday. So Wednesday he must wash and dry his clothes, and preferably put them away on Wednesday. If not, they need to be put away on Thursday. If we're, like right now, all of it needs to be done on Wednesday, but when they're back in school, I'm fine with him putting away on Thursday. Well, the other days of the week, they need to make sure that their clothes are picked up and not all over the floor. So that's where laundry comes in. Homework should be self-explanatory, although currently it's getting in their hour of reading and their hour of Adventures Academy. We do other things besides that, but for sure they have to do those 2 hours a day. Room picked up should be self-explanatory as well. And then living room and play area, because they spend a lot of time out there and they like to make messes and not pick them up. So they start out with those 4. They can earn 2 more bonuses throughout the day, so that'd be taking out the trash when they see the trash bin is full, or the dishwasher is clean and they decide to empty the dishwasher without being asked. Or even if they're asked, sometimes we just give them a bonus. Or like in the case, my son was frustrated one day while doing his laundry, sorting his socks. He was very frustrated with it, didn't want to do it. So my daughter went in and helped him do it, so we gave her a bonus for that day. So what do these mean? Well, like I said, they start out with the 4 every day. They are earning 30 minutes of tablet time or TV time. Three of them equal 30 minutes. So they have the potential to get 1 hour a day if they get their 2 bonuses. But say for instance, my son decides he is not going to pick up his clothes today, and his room's got clothes all over it. He can choose to sell me this laundry ticket, where I will go in and pick up his clothes, but then I get the laundry ticket. or what is my daughter? Tag is what my daughter's calling him. I get his laundry tag. So then therefore his laundry tag will go up there, so he doesn't have it. But he still has his 3, so he still has a half an hour. Well, he decides he's not going to pick up his room either, so he's got toys everywhere. But he's going to sell me to go clean up his room. Well, now he has 2. So he does not get any tablet time or TV time. And tablet time, I mean like free play, so like playing a video game on it or playing Minecraft or something like that. Or he's got an Xbox 360 in his room, and my daughter has a PlayStation 3 in her room. So they could play a video game or whatever they wanted to do. That's an electronic free play. I don't count like when they play on Adventure Academy. That doesn't count on their time. So anyways, that's kind of what we're doing to cope. My kids are sleeping, otherwise I'd show you a little bit more. My daughter's room is actually kind of a mess right now because she decided to, when we moved into this place, being in Texas, you need ceiling fans, and unfortunately their bedrooms did not have ceiling fans, so I had to buy 2 oscillating fans now that it's getting hotter. Their rooms are getting hotter, and they came in a big box, so my daughter grabbed the box and instantly went in and started playing. And so she's got the box in her room, and she's been playing with it with her dolls and decorating the box. So she's got the box in her room, or that and a few boxes that she's playing with. So all that's in her room, and like I said, they're both sleeping. The other thing that we're doing to cope is games. Currently we only have a few games here. When we moved, my husband's like, I'm just going to put the games in the store in a box and put them in the storage unit. We're not really going to need them right now. This week my plan is to have him go over to our storage unit to pick them up. I did order a few other games we do not have. We do not have Yahtzee, and we do not have the Game of Life. So I ordered those 2. We have a few different versions of Monopoly. My mom bought them Clue for Christmas. So they're getting into the bigger games. I want to also get Scrabble for them. I looked at it the other day when I was at the store, but I ended up not purchasing it because I really wanted to get the Game of Life more than Scrabble at this point. So I got them that. I also got them something about packing a llama. I have to go pick it up tomorrow. I got it off of Target's website for like $3, less than $4. It was on sale, and then it had, if you picked it up online, if you ordered online and picked it up in the store, you could get an extra discount. And then I had from my Target circle, I had some money on that from purchases I've made at Target, so I used that and I got it for like $3 something. It was less than $4. I know that, so I need to go pick that up tomorrow. So we're trying to keep them occupied. We're trying to keep them sane. Oh, another one has been sidewalk chalk. It's in a Halloween bucket. So they've been going outside and playing. Like I said, our backyard's kind of small. We do have a small little tight slide back there that they went outside and played on a little bit. Their big swing set from our last house is actually at my husband's uncle's house, their great uncle, and my husband's supposed to go over there and set that up. It's in pieces. We moved, and we weren't planning on really doing much with it, but my husband's and his uncle are going to put it back together at his uncle's house. They just have to figure out where to put it, so that the kids can go over there and play. I know we're personally in a shelter-in-place county, but I did find out, being it would just be the 4 of us going over to his uncle's, and it would be 5 total. So his uncle is a bachelor. We found out, and as long as we're practicing social distancing when we do that, we'll be fine. So my husband's uncle will stay in. We'll let him know when we're going to go over there, so he'll stay in the house and let the kids play that way. They have something to do. They have some place to go. The parks are closed. The playgrounds at the schools are closed. The schools are closed. And at this point, the only time the kids are leaving the house, aside from going and playing on the backyard or drawing in chalk in the front yard, is our school system. So anyways, the video is going to cut off. Sorry about that, guys. I know this video is getting really long. So the only time my kids leave is the school system is still doing breakfast and lunch. A drive up, you bring the kids in, or you drive up, you literally drive through like where you would drop your kids off at the school. And they have a few lunch ladies come out and they see how many kids, they ask how many kids are in the car, you say how many, and they will bring sacks out that have breakfast in them or lunch in them. So that's when my kids leave the house, is to go to those ones. So this will give them another place to go to their uncle's house and be able to play, since we can't have the swing set here. We asked if we could. We could technically, but the yard is sodded, and it would be our responsibility to replace whatever sod got destroyed either by the kids with the swing set or the swing set itself. And then when I was in our backyard the other day, our backyard isn't level, it's kind of sloped, so the swing set really wouldn't work in the backyard anyways. And as you can see, I got the coveted teepee right there. That is actually from my husband's uncle. He needed some, and when I was at Walmart getting puzzles, they had it, so I picked it up for him. So other than that, at this point, we're doing pretty good. Ask me in a few days or in a few weeks, it might be a little bit different. But we're hanging in there, and I know this is a difficult time for everyone. We're fortunate that my husband's job is deemed essential, so he currently has a job. And so we're not worried about anything on that front. It's just the sanity at this point of me and my kids. Like, I'm used to going out and doing some stuff with my friend, which, while the kids are in school, her and I would go do things. Like, we'd go down to Costco, we'd go to Sam's Club. There was one day we went to Austin just to go shopping. Just things like that. So her and I, we still see each other. Like, if she's out and about and there's stuff I need, she'll call me from Walmart and be like, hey, is there anything you need? I'm here. Or if I'm out, I'll do the same thing for her. And we just, I'm really glad. I know we have family here, but I'm really glad I made this friendship, because in all honesty, through this, she has been keeping me sane. Like, we talk on the phone a lot. But like yesterday, she was at the grocery store and there was a few things that I needed, so she was able to pick them up for me. And then today there was a few things that my guilty pleasure has been Chick-fil-A ice cream. I know I shouldn't be eating it, but at this point it gets me out, it gets me away from the kids for a little bit, just that little drive there and back. So today I picked up some ice cream for her to take to her, and then pick up the stuff that she picked up for me yesterday. So we're kind of taking care of each other. They don't have family in the area, so essentially we're the family they choose. We do have family in this area, but in all honesty, they may call, they may not. I haven't got any phone calls from them saying, hey, I'm at the store, is there anything you need, type thing. So anyways, it is what it is, and I hope everybody else out there is hanging in there. This is a difficult time for all of us. So far, the 4 of us are healthy, and we're hoping to keep it that way, because my kids are high risk. Both of them have asthma, and honestly, I'm kind of screwed all the way around. I have asthma. I have the liver issues because I have a few tumors on my liver that I need to get an MRI done, which obviously isn't going to happen anytime soon. I was supposed to have the follow-up done last year, and life got too busy. So I need to get that MRI done to see what's going on with that. I've also got my weight loss surgery, so if I get sick, I probably will wind up in the hospital, because from what I've been seeing, a lot of people, even with not severe cases, more medium cases, not so much that they need to be on a ventilator, but there's a few people that I've seen that they're like, it's just been a fever, a cough for a few days, and it was gone in a week. And that they're confirmed positives. But like, I've seen a few that they were able to stay at home, but it lasted longer than a week. And one was, the person said that they slept they were basically awake like 4 hours a day. For me, being a weight loss patient, I can't get my fluids in 4 hours. I will instantly dehydrate. So if it came down to it, I would probably have to be hospitalized, or they'd have to figure out some way to get a nurse here to do IV bags 24 hours a day, because there's no way I could stay hydrated in that point in time. Because I can't take in that much water at a time. I also have, they were taking off all my medications, but I still have a touch of high blood pressure. They don't have me on medication for it, because when they put me on the medication, it's too low. I'm right at that borderline after surgery. Before all this happened, I got a gym membership, and now I can't use it. So anyways, there's that. And then I am stage 2 kidney disease because of the diabetes that I had. I'm no longer on medication for the diabetes, but they still consider me diabetic. So, yeah. And there's that. There's the diabetic. So I'm like, I'm kind of screwed all the way around. And I have a suspected autoimmune. Nobody knows what it is. They just know I'll have these flare-ups. Like, since surgery, it's been pretty good. My whole life I've had digestive flare-ups and digestive issues. I have had other symptoms. I've never fully been diagnosed with anything. I brought it up to a few doctors and kind of been brushed off. The one doctor that actually took it serious, I ended up moving away from him, and then he retired. Go figure. So, yeah, it is what it is. I just, a lot of hand washing. Like I said, we went to Houston during spring break, and that was kind of when the things started rolling downhill pretty fast. Before we went, I had a hard time finding hand sanitizer when my son had the flu last month. So hand sanitizer was already hard to find around here. Well, after they started talking about the corona, it was impossible. So I went to Bath and Body Works and stocked up. At that point, they had a limit on it, and the lady actually let me buy double the limit. She just did 2 transactions. Because I had said, she's like, at first she's kind of like, this is a lot, and I go, I can't find it anywhere, and I go, I have a special needs son who puts his hand in his mouth a lot, which he does. And I go, and we're going to Houston, where at this point there was a few confirmed cases in Houston. And she's like, yeah, let's stock you up. So she this was the store manager, she allowed me to buy double the limit. So I've got that. And then, once again, when he had the flu, I bought like 4 hand soap pumps. I've bought a refill for it since when I found one. But we're doing lots of hand washing. When he was sick, I stocked up on Lysol wipes and Lysol spray when he was sick. And we didn't use all that much. And he was the only one that got the flu. And yes, last month when he got it, it was the flu. He went to the doctor. It was confirmed flu type A. So he was the only one in the family that got it, but we all 4 had our flu shots, and his wasn't even that bad. In all honesty, if it wasn't his symptoms for strep that popped up, I probably wouldn't have even taken him into the doctor. So anyways, he had flu A, got over that. That happened over, he got sick on Valentine's Day, ironically, and that following Monday was was it President's Day or Martin Luther King? I get those 2 mixed up. They didn't have school that following Monday anyways. Tuesday, he was still kind of and he was back to school on Wednesday. So it wasn't even a week. He probably could have gone back to school on Tuesday, but he was just being so dramatic. I'm just like, I'll give you a day. So anyways, yeah, it is what it is. We're trying to stay healthy and sane, so I hope everyone does. I know this video is pretty long. I'm sorry it's a lot of rambling. It's just stuff I need to get out there. And just ideas for other people stuck in small spaces with kids. If you have a tent, pull your tent out. Pop it up in the living room. I know our local movie theaters are also doing to-go packs. We did this the other night. I ordered through their Facebook page. They have a list of what they still have, or they have available. I picked out what we wanted. We ordered it. I ordered it online. I messaged him on Facebook our order. He called me back that afternoon to verify my order. I was able to pay over the phone. And then that night, they deliver it, but just so I could get out of the house that day, I drove over to the theater. I picked up our little movie to-go pack and then came home and we had a movie night. So my daughter actually watched the movie in the tent. I think my husband was on the chair and my son was on the couch, on the love seat. But we had a little movie night and they're excited because when Trolls World Tour comes out, we plan to do that again. So we're doing things like that. We're ordering takeout from a few places, from like food apps. There's a local one that we ordered from that has more local restaurants, but kind of like a Grubhub or Uber Eats type app. We've been ordering from a few local places that way. So we're trying to do what we can. So I hope everyone has a great weekend and I will see you all later. Bye.